So hello everybody. Thanks for joining me. So we're going to do something a little bit different here today. I'm going to go ahead and switch this screen over, and as you can see, the market has just opened. It is right around 6 p.m. and I figure what I'm going to do to maybe allay some people's concerns, or maybe just help you out. Just share with you how I trade in any given night. So as you can see, I've got my little right angles ready to go. I got my green ready line ready. And as you can see here, it's 6 p.m. and that's close of business earlier today. And this is the opening of business. And by the way, today is April 1st, but this is not April's fool. Okay. But yeah, so, and then over here we have our red line, which is when we'll get done for the evening. So we're going to run this for 2 hours. Now, I don't know how much of this I'll actually upload. If I'll upload the entire 2 hours, and hey, why not? No sense in hiding anything. But I might have to cut it up a little bit. It just depends on how the night goes. Last night we were in a lull for a good 1 hour. And if that happens again, I don't see any reason to make you sit through that. But so yeah, now I won't be talking the whole 2 hours. So maybe the little background music will entertain you a little bit while we go through this, but I'll try to give you a heads up when I see that that an entry opportunity is occurring. So again, the market is open. It opened down quite a bit, but this is just 2 minutes, so this is really nothing yet. And so we're just going to wait around for an opportunity to arise. Again, we're looking for the easiest trade that you'll ever make, which is a run, reversal, and continuation. Again, in the run, just to recap, we have must have at least 3 candles, full candles, either up or down, and then a reversal candle, and then a continuation. Now, we like the one and done where we get one reversal and then a continuation that exceeds the run, closes there, and we take that and run. But that doesn't always happen. It doesn't always happen that way. But hopefully we'll get 1 or 2 of those tonight. We don't know what we're going to get, and that is the thing. When I'm doing this, I can't guarantee you anything that I will have 1, 10 trade or no trades opportunities. Why? Because I can only take what the market gives me. The market doesn't give me anything. I can't make it do anything. I can get in and just be a hoping and a praying, but we don't want to do that. Not with real money. Speaking of money, we're only going to trade $1 a tick tonight. But it's not about the money, guys. And I hope that you will get this, that it is not about the money. It is about making the proper entry at the right time. And if we do that, the money will take care of itself. But if we just chase the money, we're going, when can I get to 10, 15, 20, $50 a take, where I'm making $1,000 or more on a single trade? Well, you'll grow into that. You'll mature into that. But it just takes a little bit of time. But everybody can get there if they're patient and if they're disciplined. So we've got nothing so far. The market just opened. Like I said, we've only been in 1, 2, 3. We're on the 4th minute of the market. So if this closes up, then at least we're beginning with a run this morning or this evening. Now, looking down here at our RSI, we bounced down off of support, so that's a good thing. We're headed in the right direction. Hopefully, I'll close this out, close this over a little bit, and then the MACD is looking like we should be trading down, but I don't use the MACD so much as an entry indicator. I use it just to let me know that, hey, maybe things can work out here. But let's see here. Is that going to reverse on us? Don't know yet. We'll just have to wait and see. So let's just kick back. Let's relax. And let's see what's going to happen. Again, I'm not going to sit here and talk for 2 hours because I can't talk for 2 hours. So let's just see what happens. Now, if you notice something, guys, trading is just a lot of waiting. Okay, so we're just waiting here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're in the market 5 minutes, and and there's nothing to do. And that is part and parcel of what trading is. And that is being patient and disciplined enough to wait until your opportunity comes. Now, some would trade the MACD here, and when it crosses down here, we're below the zero line, you would take that trade up as long as the price action is above the EMA. And that's the EMA right there. The exponential moving average is what that yellow line is. So when the MACD crosses the signal line and you are below the zero line, and the the price action is above the MACD, then that's an opportunity to look for a trade. So we have something that might be setting up here. We will just wait and see. We still have about umpteen seconds left on this candle. So we'll see. Looks like it's going to close down. So let's see what happens. So you saw me move this right angle down here, and I see that candle is exactly 25 ticks because my right angle is 25 ticks. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to put a little region here, just so you know how I get these. I go up here to the tools and I drop down to where it says region, highlight. This is going to be on the y-axis. And so I will click here. I'll make it the same length, pull it down and click again. That's 25 ticks. And I'm going to just set it right here, just as a reminder that we just reversed with exactly 25 ticks. And I'm going to see how this, how price action is treated if and when we come down here. Okay, so you guys remember one of the rules for not entering a trade is when the reversal takes more than six candles. So we got 1, 2, 3 here, 4, 5. So if we don't cross our go line up here now or on the next candle, then we can't take the trade. Well, I can't take the trade. Maybe you'll take a shot at it. But we got 12 seconds left on this particular candle. We'll see if it reaches up there. We got 87654. Let's see what happens. Doesn't look like it's going to do anything yet. We're at 0, so no, it didn't. But this one may go ahead and cross on the 6 one. If it does not, I'm not entering this trade. If it, even if it goes after that. If I'm being honest, I really don't like it when it takes the full six candles to actually cross my goal line. But you gotta draw the line somewhere. Can't always get a one and done, just one reversal and then continuation. That's just not how life works. But we only have like 18 seconds left on this one right now, so it's gonna have to do what it's gonna do, or we're gonna have to abandon the opportunity. We got 6 seconds, 5, 4, 3, not gonna happen. So this just isn't gonna happen. It just isn't materializing, and we set our goal line back over here, and we look for another opportunity, and that is just what it is. Okay, so we'll just continue to wait. Right now, it seems to be in a bit of a funk because it's just, it opened here, right? It pulled up, pulled down, went back up, and now it's just up and down in this zone right here. Now it's coming back down here into the wobble that I just set up. We've got these 25 ticks right here, right? Which is the same as our win-loss right angle. So we'll see what happens when it gets down there. And hopefully it doesn't get stuck down there like it did last night. It got stuck in the wobble for 1 full hour. And I almost gave up on trading last night. But, I said, well, you got to stick in here for 2 hours. And then right around 20 minutes and maybe 30 minutes before the night was over, 2 opportunities popped up. Was able to get the first one. The second one, I think the second one was a one and done. So had to jump on that. So yeah, it was a pretty good night. It ended up being a good night. It was a long night. It was an easy night when I look back at it, because I really didn't have to do anything. Didn't make any decisions until the end. And then the third one actually popped up. If you go back and look at last night, right at about the 8 o'clock hour, there was another, I think it was a one and done, but it was certainly a run reversal continuation. Problem was, it was already up into resistance. It was well into the red line in resistance. And so if you know me, down, you see this is resistance here. The yellow line is set, and I add the red line to for extreme situations. And then down here we have support. Some people call it the floor. But this is I don't trade down once I get down here, and when we get up here, I don't trade up. I like to get something in the sweet spot if I can. Sometimes I'll take it if it's just below. I'll trade up if it's just below that yellow line there. But if it's touching that yellow line, I'm just not interested. But so here we go. It's going to give us probably a white candle in here somewhere just to try and bait me into taking a trade, but not going to happen. Not going to happen. Let's bring this down so we get the whole thing in the picture here. There we go. I like to have my price action in the middle of the screen if I can, so let's see. Let's just quiet down, see what's happening. We've been here before. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? I didn't even ask you guys how you're doing. It's April 1st, and I hope you guys are looking forward to an amazing April. It's been just, we're into the 4th month of 2026 already. Seems like time is just flying by. But April's going to be a great month for me. It's going to be a great month for you. It's going to be a great month for all of us. We are going to trade and be profitable. If you're just beginning and you're still in practice mode, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Set up a spreadsheet. Maintain strict records of your wins and your losses. Do not kid yourself. Okay. Keep it in writing. Keep it on a spreadsheet so that you know where you are. And if you want, at some point, I can share with you, if you need me to, the just a little spreadsheet that I set up. It's just it's nothing fancy, but it It'll just allow you to track your wins and your losses on a daily basis, trade by trade, and you want to do that. You really want to do that so that as time goes by, you can really know if you're profitable, how profitable you are, and if not, then you can be honest with yourself about that too, because that's important. You see, I believe it's trying to bait me into taking a short trade here. I will not take this because if I set that wobble there, then it has to mean something to me. And right now I'm looking at, okay, the market opened here, pulled up, went down here, came off of that line, came all the way back over here, and it bounced again. This long candle here, the white one, it bounced off the line too. And if this one bounces off, and it's got 11 seconds left, if it bounces off the line, then I think I'm probably right about that wobble. So I'm not interested in a trade right here. Now, be my luck, I'm sitting here talking to you guys, and you'll say, well, Steve, why don't you just go ahead and put it there, right? If it comes down and closes, you only need to go so far. Well, I'd have to get, say if it comes down like about here, so I'd have to get 25 ticks outside of the wobble. I don't do that. There was just last night, March 31st, while we were in the wobble, maybe 20, 30 minutes into the wobble, there was a reversal with a one and done, but the full run and the reversal and the continuation were all in the wobble. And don't you know that thing went one tick, if you had entered it, it went one tick up because it looked like it was going to trade up. It went one tick up and it turned around and went right down for a loss. And so I don't play with the wobble. It's the dreaded wobble. If it weren't for those things, trading would be a lot easier. If these things just didn't happen, and you see, it came down, bounced off of it, came back over here, bounced again, and now it looks like it's going up again. But yeah, we don't play with that. We let that go. And even if it had gone down and exceeded the reversal, we let it go and look for better opportunities during the evening. And it could be that we stay here, bounce up and down all night long, and maybe don't get anything until the last few minutes of the evening. But we'll take it when we get it. Like I said, just as we were getting started, I can't make this market do anything. All that I can do is take what it gives me, recognize the pattern when it presents itself, enter the trade, and scalp my little money, get out, take my money out of the market, wave goodbye. So let's see where we go from here. So as you can see, we got a little bit of a run here and then a reversal, just what we want. 1, 2, 3 as a minimum, right? That little doji, I'm not so concerned about that. But we got a good full candle here, a good full candle here. This one's pretty good. Pulling back quite a lot would let you know that the bulls are probably winning out right now. Now we got a little bit of reversal. So what if we got a continuation that exceeded the bottom of this reversal here? Would you take it? Personally, I wouldn't. But, I'm just saying, I'm just trading my way. But I would not, if this reverses and went down here and closed below that white candle here, down here somewhere, I'm not taking that. Just not going to do it. I've tried it actually in the past, and I think you guys saw me try that maybe a week or two ago, and I showed you that I went for it anyway, and no, it didn't work. Didn't work. They don't work. They just But now that I'm doing this live and showing you guys that I'm talking while I'm doing it, I'm going to pass on this opportunity. And if it presents itself, and then it'll pan out just fine, and you'll say he doesn't know what he's doing. But at this point, I got to play the numbers, and the numbers are such that trading in the wobble like that just doesn't pan out so well. But maybe it won't go that way. It looks like it's wanting to continue up. We'll continue to watch. We'll continue to see. In the meantime, I'm going to get myself a beverage, and I will be right back. After trading for some time, I begin to notice these things when price action gets to a point and it just stops, like on a dime. And you can see how it pulled up here. This one went a little bit further, but it came right back to this point. This candle here looks like it pushed up a little bit. It dropped down about a half point below that. We have a candle here. It was pushing up. It got right up to this line, turned around, and then here we have it happening again. So if we get a reversal here, this will be a one and done. We got, a nice little run here, a reversal, and then a continuation, hopefully, perhaps. But it's something that we have to be careful about because it's already rejected these points 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So would the 5th time be the charm? I don't know. But let's see what happens here. Our MACD is open, so it looks like it wants to continue to trade up. But the MACD has begun to flatten out. The signal line is still looks like it wants to go up, but the MACD, if the MACD was a little bit turned up down here, I would feel a little bit more comfortable about it. We've got 5 seconds left on this candle. We'll see what happens. And there goes it. That's it. That's the end of it. And let's see what happens now. So as we wait for this trade hopefully to materialize, hope things are going well for you guys up there in the rest of the world. I'm down here in Santiago. Looking out the window right now, I can see that it's we're coming upon a beautiful sunset this evening. The skyline looks really good. Not quite as clear a night or an evening that as we would like, but not too many clouds in the sky, and it's looking really good. We're at 35 seconds on this particular candle. Looks like it wants to break the trend and get up above that, but we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, it's a beautiful night down here, and I hope you guys are enjoying whatever time of day it is that you're able to watch this. I'll get it. I might try and post it tonight, but at latest tomorrow, April the 2nd. We've got 10 seconds left, and you can see the bar counter right down here. Okay, we've got 6 seconds left, and if it closes above that line, we'll take it, but it doesn't look like it's going to. That candle's over. So this is the 6th candle. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this is the 6th candle for this reversal. So if we don't get it here, doesn't look like we're going to get it. But now I'm a little bit concerned. But here it goes. It's trying to push up a little bit. We got 30 seconds left. I'd rather it just go on past this red line here. I think I would anyway. Let's do this. We got 20 seconds left. And it dropped right back down there. You see that? Just a handful of seconds left now. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll take it. And they'll probably turn around right back on us, but we're going to set it right there. Like I said, I don't like it when it takes a full 6 minutes to exceed my goal line, and this one lost. So there you go. I'm a human. I get losses. Let me go ahead and do this now. And so as you can see, sometimes things don't work out just the way we planned it. But at the end of the day, though, I want to go back and look at something. I didn't want to admit it to myself when I saw it a second ago, but here's what I'm going to show you something here. And you probably saw me do this a minute ago. When I brought this candle over, or this right angle over here, and I thought, man, I hope we don't have just two wobbles sitting right next to each other. And I should have just gone ahead and admitted it, but I didn't. I was hoping and a praying, but hope is not a strategy when you are trading. All right. Let me pull this right down to where it should be. There we go. So there's a loss. Let's do this too. Let's change the color of that. And this is why my screen looks the way that it does when you guys see me share my weekend review. I'll pull this out a little bit further so we can see where it actually ended. But we know that's a loss. You can see the green, little green divot there, little arrow shows my entry to go up from here, and it went nowhere. It went right back down. But so what I'm going to do, I'm going to get rid of this. And I hate it when this happens because it makes it really difficult for price action to get out of this range. When we have a wobble, let's see, we're going to go on top of that blue candle. When we have a wobble right down here and then another one right here, price action could just bounce in between these two all night long. And then I'll just end up with one loss. But I'd rather that not happen. I was a little bit concerned. Now, I think when I did the weekend review last week, I was talking to you guys about how, I've added the MACD. I have looked and looked and looked. And when I got done looking, I looked it. Okay. And I couldn't find anywhere where it said that when the MACD and or the signal line touches or comes close to the zero line, that it has an effect on price action, right? So looking at this candle right here, okay, and looking here at where I entered when this white candle finished going up, and then look at the MACD. I've seen this happen so many times. I should have, I looked at it and I said, now I'm going to go ahead because they're here and I want to, entertain them. This ain't about me entertaining you, okay? But it's a lesson for you, right? When the MACD gets to a point where it's touching the or coming close to the zero line, and the zero line is this long white line going horizontally across here, and the MACD is the yellow line. The blue line down here, that's called the signal line. So when the MACD crosses the signal line to go up, you're supposed to take that. Now, had you taken that, you would have taken it. Well, you have to be above the EMA. You would take it here. Maybe that pops up. I don't know if I can put that there. That would have been a win for 25 ticks. Not bad. I just don't trade that. But then right after that, it comes right back down. And then it just wobbles around here. So there you go. But yeah, so that's what happened there. That's why that lost. So now, if you're wondering sometimes why a trade might lose, take a look at the MACD and say, let's see, are we touching or are we getting close to, the MACD? And is it having an effect on the price action? Again, I've looked high and low. Everyone seems to, every publication that I've read, and I even asked AI, okay, and everything says, oh no, no. But so they're telling me my eyes are lying, basically. But I don't think so. So there we go. If I'm being honest, guys, this might be just one of those nights again where there's not a whole lot of action unless price action can find a way to break out of these two wobbles, because it has, the gravitational pull of two Jupiters. So it's like a black hole right now, sucking everything in. And that's just how it works. The market opened, tried to go up, sucked it down, tried to get up, and turns out that this is a wobble too, turned right back around, and now it's just bouncing around between these two. And all that we can do is hope that it can break down and get out of here, or break up and get out. But one way, break out and go somewhere. Otherwise, we're flat for the night, and that would be a travesty. But this is just something that we have to become accustomed with. This is just something that we have to, this is just how it goes in trading. So if you guys are wondering how I spend my evenings from 6 to 8 p.m., this is where I am, relaxing on my couch. I'm listening to, I have my one of my favorite YouTube channels up right now. It's called My Share. They play like this soft kind of mellow jazz, which is, what I came of age listening to, and reminds me of those times back in the 80s when we were, a lot of us were listening to that kind of music. And so I just enjoy my music, have a beverage or two, and just sit back. Tonight, the beverage is, it's a warm beverage. I'm having a little hot tea, green tea with honey and lemon. So keep my throat clear so I can talk to you guys for as long as I need to. But if it continues like this, I don't know if I need to even worry posting this because, we're caught between the, as they say, the devil and the deep blue sea. So here we go again. Okay, so you have yourself another run. Look at that. And then a reversal. And the question is, do you take it? No, you don't, because we've already qualified this area, okay? And when I was looking at these times when it just reversed, and then you saw me bring this right angle over here and look at that, I mean, that was pretty much confirmation. I just, I was hard-headed, didn't want the night to go like that, but sometimes that's just the way it is. And had I just gone with what I know to be true, then I would have gotten out of that. Now, this could pop up there and win and then go on up, and hopefully it does, and it goes on up. The RSI goes on up, or RSI goes on up to the to resistance. If it gets up to resistance and it pushes through the red line, after that, sometimes these wobbles aren't as effective. But it's got a long way to go to get there, and that would be a lot of price action going up that we wouldn't get to partake in if it just shoots straight up. I think this music that they play on this YouTube channel, My Share, it's really, really good music, and they produce so much of it so quickly. I really do believe that it's AI music, but it's it's nice. I heard about it last year when people were talking about how you can use AI to create music. Just tell it what genre you want, maybe, copy this, not copy, but in the theme or, whatever of a certain group of artists, and then it will create music for you. I think that's what they're doing, because I don't think you can make that much music by hand, or whatever, however you make music nowadays. I guess they have software for it. I'm not taking this one, guys. And like I said, it'll probably work out and then run on up, but no, I'm not taking this one. Anywho, so, I think people are making music. I think there are a number of YouTube channels where people are just making music using AI, and they can churn it out, make 10, 20, 30 songs a day. I'm guessing, I don't know, but AI has made a way for that to happen, and people will listen to it. So at least I've been listening to it. Well, I'm going to leave this here for now. And so had we taken that trade, we'd be in right about there, okay, and we would be right about here. Looks like it wants to go ahead and win now. Came down for a close loss, but looks like it wants to go ahead and push on up. I think it's going to win right here. Well, it won't really be a win because I didn't get in. And as you can see, the MACD is opened up so that you can go ahead and make trades now. Now what you're looking at here is another run, run, reversal, and a continuation. Do you take that? It's right there at the, no, I'm not taking that. I'm going to sit back. The night is young. We are only 30 minutes or so into the night. Let's see here. Well, we're 44 minutes into the night. So yeah, I'm not taking that. I will wait, but I see what's happening. And I used to, when I first started trying to learn to trade, it was something I would look at. And that is, when the price starts to just bounce off of the EMA here, you see how it'll pull up, come down, bounce off of it, pull up, come down, bounce off of it, pull up again, and the EMA will keep climbing. And, you try to time your entries right around the EMA. Maybe you would just come here and you would right click, so I'll do it up here. So if I came up here and I right clicked, right, and I want to grab a buy market, and I would come up here and I would grab a buy market and I would drag it down here and I would enter right here. I'm not going to do that. But you can see I can drag it down here and lay it down right there. So when the market comes down and taps that, then you're in the market and you got an opportunity to make a trade. So if you did something like that, the question is, you just don't know when the last time is that you can do it. So if you did that, it would have put you in the market, put you in either on this candle or this candle, right? Because this candle came down just a little bit below it, so it would have put you in here. When this candle finishes, the EMA will move up to wherever it should be, for that. But then you'd be here. This is where you'd be. This is where you'd be in the market, right there, just above the EMA or just below the EMA, trying to go long. Does that make sense to you? Now, I used to do that, but like I say, the question is, you don't know when this is going to happen, and now it's turning around on you, and maybe that's the last time, When I was playing around with that, this was like January of 2025. That's when I noticed that, and so I would just play with it, but you couldn't get more than 2, maybe 3 opportunities. It doesn't matter how far it goes up. Eventually it's going to pull back quite a bit, like it's going down here, but it's going to pull back at some point quite a bit because you're setting your entry at the EMA, and so it pushes back if you're trying to trade down here or if you're trying to trade up here. And as you can see, you see that? And what does that also tells us? That tells us that if we had entered this trade, let's see, we had a run. Oh, we didn't get a reversal. Oh, we got a reversal. We didn't get a continuation on that trade or on that setup, because that long candle didn't exceed the reversal here. So it's still down there. So it never closed above the reversal here. So, or the initial reversal candle. So it pulled back quite a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're in the 4th candle. But that's how that works. If you want to play with that, I believe in sticking with one thing and getting mine and getting out, and just don't do anything stupid like I did here, right? Because I saw that and I mentioned it to you. I told you 1, 2, 3, 4 times it came up here and was rejected. And you saw me move that right angle over here and measure that candle. It was a little bit more than 25 ticks. If I bring that over here again, you can see it's a little bit more. So I said, nah, maybe not, because this one's almost exactly 25 ticks. So I felt pretty positive about setting that one down here. But that one, I was like, I just don't know. It's a little bit long, but they can be a little bit long sometimes. And but what happens also is it gives you warnings. 1, 2, 3, 4 warnings before you enter this. And then look at what happened here. It rejected it again. So yeah. I was talking to someone on the phone about a week or so ago, and I said I would make fewer mistakes if someone else had came up with this and taught it to me than me figuring it out on my own. And I don't know if anybody else is doing this in the world. I'm sure I'm not the only one. But if someone else, say, had a PhD and made $1 million trading, right, and said this is what you do, I would be more disciplined at following it because someone else told me. someone up on a stage in an expensive suit and shiny shoes. You know how we do. We look at people and go, oh, that person must really know what they're doing. All right. Sometimes they don't, but interesting how it came right down here to the lower part of the wobble and bounced off of it. Bounced again, and went on up. But yeah, so it's interesting how sometimes we're looking for someone to be our guru, and then we follow more with more discipline what they tell us, almost to a T. Even sometimes when they lead us over a cliff. But I'm no guru. I'm just a guy who figured this out, and I'm happy to share it with you. So if this price action eventually breaks out of here, what direction do you think it's going to go? Do you think it's going to go up, break out, and then run up, and then we get a long market for the night? Or do you think it's going to break down and run down? Just as I say that, I look down and I go, well, if it runs down out of this wobble, it's going to run right into the next one. So running down would be kind of tough, but let's see. I hope it runs up, and just, I'd rather see the market go up, because it's been a rough 33 days since you guys decided to blow up things over there in the Middle East. But, it is what it is. Fortunately, though, we don't have to worry about that. I don't with this trade, I don't worry about whether or not something's happening in the world. All I do is look for the pattern. I take it, and because it's going to produce it, it's going to be produced at some point either way. And so I just take it and I go. I don't care if the market goes up or if it goes down. I can trade long, I can trade short. It just doesn't matter. And so while some people are waiting for their stocks to come back because they're down, I think some stocks are down below the 52-week average. Well, I would just trade down. And so while their stock is losing value, I can trade down and make money. We're not going anywhere right now, obviously, because it's just the way that it happens tonight. But I can trade long or I can trade short. And so I don't care. I don't care what publication says. I don't care what NVIDIA, Facebook, GE, or Google, Alphabet, any of those people are doing, because whatever they do, that pattern is going to be presented, and all I have to do is take advantage of it. Now, trading in the evening after 6 p.m. Eastern time, then, a lot of stuff is kind of calmed down in the market, and so we don't get quite as much volatility. And that's good and it's bad. It's bad right now because we don't have a lot of volatility, so we're not going you're not going up or down. But it's good in a sense that you don't have wild swings. Say, for instance, look at the wicks on these candles. Those wicks are long enough to, if you entered a trade, if it's going to go a certain way, it may whip lash back or whip saw back, knock you out of a trade, and then head on, in a winning direction, but you're already out. And that happens a lot more often during the day. So that's why I chose trading at night. A little bit more calm. I can sit here and listen to my music, watch the sunset. We're getting the purples and the orange on the horizon, and I can see the monument in the distance and the skyline, downtown skyline as well. Wow, that was a quick 1 minute. Look at that. So just as I was saying, the market will probably go up. It turned around and went right back down. Now look, we're down here at the zero line on the MACD. Let's see what happens. Let's see if it just tears right through it. The signal line still has to get through it also. So let's see what happens there. So there, the MACD zero line does affect the price action again. So I don't know what these people are, talking about when they say that this zero line has zero effect on price action, because I've seen all too many times that it does. Now, I am not going to take this even if it's a one and done white, because we're at support down here. Okay. And these things are here for a reason. Doesn't mean that the price can't go below that. Okay. So if I set that here, we got 30 seconds or so left on this. And the question is it going to push down through resistance? If I had just a little bit of space, I'd be interested in taking it, but I don't. I'm already, my MACD is actually deep into the yellow down here. If you can look at that, and see, I'll do this. See that? So we're beyond support, and so I can't take that. If I had a little bit of room, but we were like up here, maybe I would take it. Okay, but we're already in. It's probably going to go through. I have taken those in the past, but I feel like since I've already blown one, I don't need to be adventurous on a second one. But it's probably going to go through because it pushed down so hard. Look at that. It just took off. And so if you had entered that, if you entered this one tonight, this is about where you got in. Okay. And that's your entry. Looks like it's going to go. See how it plays out. It is a one and done, though. It's a one and done. It's a one and done. Price action is waiting on the EMA to catch up. When you're this far from the EMA, look at it, it's way up here. When this candle closed, the EMA was right at about the top of that wobble. So it may go side. It still may go ahead and win, but it's probably going to go sideways just a little bit to give the EMA time to catch up, because price action and EMA go hand in hand. They're like peas and carrots, like Forrest Gump says. It's probably going to go on down there. Look at your MACD. Look at your MACD. MACD's open, so when you take the trade, you can stay with the MACD as long as it's open until it turns around and closes. It's just that I can't take this trade because flattening out here. But we are right here. And if I'm going to have a rule, then I need to stick to it. You know what I mean? If I start breaking my own rules and I lose trades, well, then that's my fault. And here's the thing. I'd rather not have something that I want. And right now, this trade looks like something that I might want. Of course, it's turning around now, but it's looking like something that you might want, right? I'd rather not have this than to have in my hands something I definitely don't want. Okay? Because the thing I don't want can hurt me more than the thing that I do want helps me. So I don't want to get hurt out here. So it's waiting on the MACD. It's got to go up there and tap that not the MACD. It's waiting on the EMA. Got to tap the exponential moving average at some point. I mean, if you took this trade, when it keeps pulling back, you're probably going, oh, no, no, no. Then it goes down here, go, please, yes, yes, yes. Then it goes back up. No, 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 please come back. Please come back. You know, you're going through the emotions, and for just 1, 2, 3, 4, not even 4 minutes yet. And it feels like 4 weeks, right? And as this goes up here and comes in contact with the EMA, you'll probably see the MACD begin to roll up, and at some point it'll want to perhaps cross the signal line. The yellow MACD will want to cross the signal line, So let's see what happens here. Okay, so if you got in, then yeah, that was the end of that trade for you, and that didn't work out so well. So we're not going to fool with that. We didn't fool with that. Let me know if you got tricked into well, you didn't get tricked into it. I can't say I was tricked because I saw some indicators when I entered the market right here. So, but did you enter the market here? Did you take that trade? Let me know, and let me know if you took this one. Even though clearly it is at the at support. And here's another reason, right? Sometimes you look back and see how things happened in the past. So if we go back here on the RSI support, look down here. When the market opened, it opened here, pulled up, and then it went down, right? And look at support on the RSI. We just barely got past it. We got through it a little bit, but we just barely got past it. So that tells me that maybe we're not crashing through support this evening. Because sometimes you'll see it goes down and it'll go way down and come back, it go down through the red and come back. And so that might tell you that, okay, it's giving me some leeway, a little bit of playroom at that point. But it didn't do that here. And this is the first time we've been back down here. In no sense being, the first one through the door. Let somebody else go through first. Because if you keep your money in your pocket, you can't lose. I mean, you're not winning, but hey, you're not losing either. So the first part of winning is learning to not lose. So let me ask you, if this comes back up here and goes through this go line here and closes above the reversal, but inside the wobble, would you take it? Because if it just closes right here, just above it, then it could go all the way up to the top, which is 25 ticks, and give you a win. Just saying. Let me tell you what my thinking is. And I could be wrong. I've been wrong, just that one time in my life. So if the price action comes up here and closes above the go line, if it's not way up here, I might consider taking it. But if it's, pretty close and not too far away from the EMA, I might consider taking it. Here's why. Look at this. It just tore right through. And I mean, it never stopped, except right here. It slowed down a little bit, but then it just continued and it ripped right through it like hot butter through or hot knife through butter. It just went right through it. It didn't affect it at all. Whereas over here, we had some resistance. Right here, it was gone. It just tore right through it. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Because in this instance, I wouldn't be entering a trade after having, I don't know. We got into the wobble here a little bit. I don't know. This is a toughie. From down here a little bit with a little bit of room, but when you're right here at it, it's a tough call. Hopefully I won't have to make it and the market just goes on down. So this is the 6th candle. And we are right there at the wobble. It keeps pushing back against our entry point. We've only have about 7 seconds left on this candle. And I gotta say no. Now, what if I had said yes? Well, take this out. Set this here. Right at the wobble. Just outside of the wobble. It looks like it wants to go. It pulled back and tapped our entry line as if it wanted to back test it, because it was resisting this price point here, right? And so it finally pushed through, came down here to back test it. Now it acts like it wants to go on and go up. Okay. So now we have another run reversal, but we're in the freaking wobble. If I had actually entered this trade, I would pull my take profit down to about right here, just below these two wicks. If it comes back up here again, because you don't want to just keep. I would not want to just let it keep giving me warnings, right? A half a loaf when you can't get the whole loaf. Well, you're eating. You can fix yourself a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with half a loaf, but you can't do anything if it goes down here and you get knocked out of the trade. But that's just my thinking at this point. Now that I said that, it's going to go up here and tap the win line, but I would be out of the trade now because it would have come nearly back up to where, and I always come just inside wherever the wick is. If it's tested that a couple of times, I would come just inside, and I would definitely be out of the trade now with at least a partial win, and then there goes the win. You see, that's what I would have done. I would have done that, and then it goes on up, and there's the win. So if you took that trade, you won. But I'm not trading around the wobble because I have been burned way too many times. And there it tears right through. But like I said, it tore right through here. And like I said, if it comes up here and clears that, I felt like it might just push right on through. But I passed on it. So let's do this. So I passed here. Let's do this. Now, what were we looking at? No. We weren't looking at this. We were looking at it down here. That's where the goal line was. And I passed on that. The last time I've taken trades that looked similar to this, they had a little bit more room prior to the wobble. But I've taken trades that looked like this before. They were like way down here somewhere. They came up and pushed back, and then the entry was like down here, or the zero, or the goal line was down here, right? Because the reversal was a little bit lower. And I've taken them and they won. And then the last one I took, it didn't win, and that just sort of stuck with me. So I'm still going to wait for something, something more aligned or attuned to what I'm looking for. But that would have been a good entry. I mean, if you took that one, you did the right thing. You did the right thing because it worked. Whenever it works, it's the right thing to do, right? So we had this nice, long, strong, long candle right here, right? Bullish candle. And then it reversed. It just reversed. Why do you think that happened? Look down here. Price action hit the zero line. Not saying that it means anything. Just saying. Sorry, I said price action hit the zero line. The MACD hit the zero line. When the MACD hit the zero line, it turned right around and came all the way back down. Tried to go, but then pushed back down even further, and then down even further. As you can see, guys, we haven't gone anywhere really tonight. It's just been market open here. It's just been right in here. A little bit of pull down, go right back up, same place. And actually, most nights are like that. It might, if you'll notice, if you go back and look at the trend, when the market opens, it comes down, it sets a floor, it goes up, sets a high, and or sets a low, then it sets a high, and then it just trades right in the middle of that. There's a little bit of escapism right there, but then it came right on back up inside. Looks like this one wants to take off, but then what's going on here with this last candle? It's going to come right back in here. Hope not. Hopefully we can get some movement. But again, look at our RSI. We are at resistance, and the signal line needs to get through the zero line before we can, get going, hopefully. This is beginning to look like one I might take if it goes up and crosses. We're going to run out of time on this candle, but our resistance has pulled back a little bit from, we're down a little bit on the RSI, so it might give us a little bit of room if it'll go up and close right now. Now we are tapping this wobble, so that's a big concern. If this closes down, then then it's probably not going to happen. But it was one that I'm looking at. Our MACD was open, but now look at the top of the MACD. It's rolling over, kind of losing momentum also. So yeah, that's probably not going to happen. So here we go again. It's going to try to bait me into taking a trade that I probably shouldn't, assuming it does what I think it's going to do, and that is give me a one and done with almost everything in the in the wobble. You know, it's just that kind of night. You know, and sorry guys, like I said in the beginning, I can't promise you anything. All I can do is take what the market gives me, and here we have a 1, 2, 3 run, a reversal. And I don't know what's going to happen after this, if it's going to just pull right back down in here or whatever. But if it gives me a 1 and then go up and done, I don't think I can take that. I mean, even though we have some room between, where, the RSI is and where, resistance occurs, I don't think I can take that. Just don't. Well, like I said before, guys, with these two wobbles so close to one another, it's going to make it really difficult for us to get any momentum and get out of here tonight. It's just unfortunate, but that's just the way it goes sometimes in trading. And to think that the only trade that worked out is the one that I didn't take, and the one that I did take, and I had ample warning that I shouldn't take it, but I took it anyway. Okay, but yeah, I mean, because I'm looking at this big candle, all of this is outside of the wobble, but we were actually in another wobble when I got in the trade. But yeah, and the only one that worked out right so far is right down here, and it's right at the wobble too. So I don't give myself a swift kick for not taking it, because I've taken those before. They go right up here and then they fall down. Then they get up again and they fall down. Then they go on down to lose. So, but they're like 50-50. And 50-50 is not good enough. You need to be about 70-30 on your trades if you want to be consistently positive. So if you're winning like 7 out of 10 trades, then I lost tonight, but you know what? Last night I did okay. I think the night before that I did okay. I think I've been positive every night this week. So I decided to go. I decided to record my session, and what happens? So far I'm negative. So there you go, guys. But you want to be you want to be winning about 7 out of 10 trades. You can't win them all. Nobody wins them all. Okay. So don't get that into your head where you're going to say, well, I'm going to win all of my trades. If you can win all of your trades, you will be a quadrillionaire. Okay. Because if you're winning 100% of your trades, Why would you not bet the farm every time? Just bet the farm, you bet the farm and then you win, and you take all your winnings and throw it all back in there with the farm and just keep going and just keep letting it ride because you're trading at 100%. But again, you will be the only person in the whole wide world who's capable of doing that. So don't think that you're going to get into trading and you're going to win every trade. You are going to lose some. And this is why it is imperative. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the sixth candle. That's why it is imperative that you start small, so that if you are going to lose, you get over the feeling of losing with small numbers. Because if you start trading at $20, $30, $50 per tick, then, and you've never traded before, you just dumped a bunch of money into your brokerage account so that you can go trade somewhere, your first loss is going to hurt you and you're going to feel some kind of way, and it could damage you emotionally. Okay, you want to build yourself up and mature into trading so that, like this trade I just lost, I'm not really sweating that because I know that overall that I am going to be winning, and I've proven that to myself by starting small and working my way up. Still not taking that trade, guys. That was the sixth candle. It came up and broke the plane, and I don't know if it's going to come all the way back down and lose. Can't say that I hope that it loses, but that's typically the way those things go. I say that now and then it won't. Uh-oh, what did I do here? So far, I'm right on not taking it, but I'm not fully right yet because it could turn around and still go back up, guys. It still has another tick or two down. It might just turn around, right, and it doesn't. And so we were right to not take it. The wobble is treacherous, and we have to learn to respect it, because if we don't, it will cost us time and time and time again. So let's go back to that wobble, okay? When did I recognize? Actually, I sort of recognized it here when we were bouncing off, when the price action came up and bounced, came up to the exact same spot on this candle here, didn't really breach it very far, came up again here after it came down and ran back up. It tapped it again. That should be enough. And I should have recognized that. 3 points of contact. 1, 2, 3, and then 4, and then 5, and then 6. 7. I mean, it's just bouncing around, and so I should have recognized that and should not have entered that trade. But and I've missed them before, but usually I catch that. I usually catch the wobbles and don't get trapped in them. But we have to learn to respect it. Down here, I set this one here because when the market opened, right here at the top of that blue candle, it pushed up, and then it came right down here and slammed right here and turned right around and went back up. So I looked at that and said, well, that's 25 ticks, that candle. And I thought, well, that's probably a wobble. Not sure. I wasn't sure at that time, but I wanted to put it there because if I didn't, and it gave me a false entry, and I didn't have this here, I would have forgotten perhaps and would have entered a trade. And I've done that in the past. I said, I don't need to put that there. I'll remember. And I didn't. And when let's say it came down here and gave me a white candle here and then started to go down, and I don't have the wobble here, then it just goes down a little bit, turns around and goes back up, and I end up losing the trade. So I put that there early, and I should have put this one here too early, but I wanted to just put that line there because I didn't want for there to be, what I want doesn't really matter, but I didn't really want for there to be wobbles so close to one another, because that means we're kind of in a trap for the evening. And and it has proven to be the case. We are just in a trap for the evening. You got a trade right here. I hope you took that one. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you didn't think to put put this zone in here or this region in here, right? And if you didn't, then Hey, if I hadn't put it there, then I would have taken the trade, right? But I did put it there, so whatever. Anywho, but so yeah, and so we're back in this wobble. Now, the thing you want to try to do is recognize when these things occur, because without that, then you could do like I did right here, right? And I know better. I honestly know better, but I did it because I thought it, but I didn't say it, right? Because I knew I'm recording and I want to be flashy. Yeah, that was stupid, but I wasn't flashy. I was dumb, right? But when I saw this, and I talked in 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Okay, well, the third time wasn't the charm. Why would I think the fourth time, or even the fifth time when I entered the trade would actually be the charm? That's just not very bright, right? So when you see that, that's one indication, is that it's tapping a certain price point and then pushing back. Then pay attention to that. When the market opens, it goes down and it turns around and comes back, or if it opens and it runs up, turns around and comes right back down. Pay attention to that. Okay. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll just put wherever it tops out, I'll put like it came up here. Say for instance, horizontal line, just right here on the top of that. Okay. Just to let me know it came up here and it didn't go any further. And lo and behold, go all the way over here. Look at that. Came right up here again and turned around. These things just happen. I don't think that it's a random thing that's occurring. I think that it's something very serious that's happening. Okay. So now we got to run, reversal, continuation. Tonight's not going. I'm just not trading tonight, guys. Okay. I don't think I'll be entering another trade. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6 in a minute. This is going to end, but I can't take that trade. If I couldn't take the other one, if I couldn't take this one, why would I take that one? If I didn't take this one, 1, 2, 3, and didn't do anything. But if I didn't take this one, why would I take this one? Okay. And if I had taken that one, where would we be right now? We wouldn't be feeling real good. Okay. Assuming we got in right there. Okay. We'd be thinking, well, and we would have lost. It just does. Okay. And so it is one of the trades, one of the major trades, and that's why I did a separate video on it. I did the 5 trades that we don't enter, right? One is when the reversal goes all the way back to exceeds the run, it pushes all the way back. We lost momentum, it's over. One is when, you have more than 6 candles in the reversal. We're just going sideways. We're not going anywhere, right? And we've seen that. But most importantly, this daggum wobble, that is the thing that causes the price action to get screwy on us more than anything else. And so we had all this momentum to come down here, a small reversal, and then a continuation. Man, that's a one and done. But it's all in the wobble, right? And so we have to stay away from that. And on a night like this, had there only been just one, maybe we would have ran up or ran down. I don't care what the market does. If it runs down and somebody's holding Nvidia because we're trading the NASDAQ and they're losing money, well, you made money on the way up. You should have sold. But we trade down, okay? And we can actually go ahead now. I'll go ahead and do one. We're going to say that we passed here. And set that there. And we passed here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, we passed there. So let's just do that. Copy, paste. And we did not take this. Now, I don't know. I think I did it last week when I did the weekend review. We talked about, the earning potential when you're trading, right? When you're trading, this is the micro. This is the smallest of, of all the platforms that you can use, right? So you can trade as small as 50 cents per tick, or you can trade as high as $50 per tick. But my goal is not to make a lot of trades in a given night. My goal is to average maybe a couple trades a night. Sometimes I might only get one, but I just need to get up to a certain number. Like if I'm trading $10 per tick, then one trade is worth in excess of $200. Well, I'm sitting here on my living room couch. Let me turn on, it's getting dark, so I'm sitting almost in the dark now. But I'm just sitting here on my living room couch, and I'll get to a point where I'm making $200 a night trading for 2 hours, and that's $1,000 a week for me. Now, I live in the Dominican Republic, okay? So in the Dominican Republic, $1,000 a week feels like $4,000 or $5,000 a week. Okay, because there are a bunch of people who live down here on $1,000 to $1,200 a month, a bunch of people. And so if you're making $1,000 or so a week, you're making enough money, or as much money as some people are living on in a whole month. And you're doing that in a week. So, I would say you want to get to a point where, and this is just me talking, maybe you have other designs, but get to a point where you don't have to make or trade after trade after trade. Some people are probably trading the MACD tonight, right? So let's see what happened with the MACD. With the MACD, you would trade this down. Let's move this up a little bit and get a better look at it. Okay. So when the MACD comes here and crosses, and it crosses right here, you mark it down, right? So it crossed right here, look straight up. There's a blue candle there. What happens? It pushed all the way back. How far did it go back? Let's see. Grab that. Because it doesn't look like we're getting anywhere on the market tonight. So it pushed back a little more than 25 ticks. So if you're trading the MACD, maybe you need a 50 tick stop loss, which means you got to have a 50 tick win at least, right? But then it pushed back up here, and some would say, well, maybe I would take it here. Okay, well, that would probably work out for you. Okay, if you got right back in right here, because it went back up and kissed, it didn't cross, it just kissed off, and then came right on back down, and you won right there. But first you lost. And so if you lose first and then win, you're negative. Sorry, Charlie. Let's see here. This is a pretty, well, what do we have here? Over here, down here. MACD comes down, swings up, crosses, and it crossed right here. That would be a win if you're trading for 25 ticks. Okay. Let's see what happens. That goes over here. It crosses and comes down. What does it cross at? Cross right about there. But you can't. I wouldn't take that trade. I would have to have it. I would have to have a short candle or a candle going down. I'm not going to take a candle going up saying I'm going to enter a trade here, because that would lose, because I would enter here and it went back exactly 25 ticks. You see the wick up there at the top of my wobble. So that would put you in that would knock you out of the trade right there. And then it goes on for the run. Okay. So you'd have to take it here ostensibly, but you're right at the zero line, and you don't know in real time what effect the zero line is going to have on price action. This time it had no effect, but over here it did. Over here it did. Over here someplace. So the MACD is an opportunity for you. It crossed here. It crossed here. When do we get above? Now this is one that you can, that if you're running the MACD, there it is. It will cross here, right there, the top of that candle, and you could ride that one up. And like I say, when you're trading the MACD, when it crosses, when the MACD crosses the signal line, nothing's happened over here yet, guys. The MACD crosses the signal line, and the price action moves above the EMA. You got to have both those. Then you can enter the trade. Now you stay with the trade, is what they say, until the MACD comes over and touches again or crosses again. And so you would enter here and you would exit way over here somewhere, right about here, up here, the top of the wobble, somewhere around here. Okay. Question is, you get in here, you get this nice run, and it starts to pull back, because this is a beautiful run. This is over 100 ticks. Okay, so you get this run and it pulls back. When do you exit? Do you just hang in there and hang in there and hang in there and hang in there as it pulls all the way back? Because then it runs on up, but then it starts to pull back again. Now I guess you're thinking, well, it's going to run up, But if you're watching it, you'll see that it's rolling over. The MACD is rolling over, and that's where you would exit. So the MACD worked out really great here. Then we got a loss back here somewhere. So you don't get all of this because you got to subtract the loss, but it's still a pretty good run. Then if you're still trading the MACD, okay, it rolls over, comes back here, it crosses here where it hits. You got a loss over here somewhere. I think you get lost right here. But then you get a chance to get back in if you play the kiss. And then you get in here and you ride it down. See that? So the MACD is, it's not a bad trade. It's not a bad trade at all. Now, here we have the MACD coming up on the price action. And what does it do? Well, we've got candles going down. We're going down, down, down. We hit the MACD. The MACD hits the zero line, and what happens? It pushes right back up. Okay. Now the signal line is down here. Now the MACD is a what do you call it? It is a lagging indicator. Okay. So when you see the signal line right here at the zero line, it's already tapped it. In real time, it's already tapped it, and that is why this candle is already pushed up. Now you're looking at it touch, but this candle is now pushing up. So you're going to see it come up a little bit. All of this indicator is always one candle behind what's happening up here because it can't see the future. It can only tell you what has already happened. Okay, and from that you make you're making a decision based on that. So you can trade indicators or you can trade candles. Indicators again are lagging because they can't tell you what's happening inside of this candle until this candle finishes. This candle here, this blue candle, it can't tell you what's happening here until it's done for another 4 seconds. Once it's done, you'll see the indicator. Excuse me. You'll see the indicator move to give you what happened. Give you information on what happened on that candle. So we only have 5, 10, 12 seconds left until the end of the night. So nothing else. I'm not really even looking for a trade at this point. I mean, the night's over. It's a wash. It's a wash. So should have taken this one. I wish I had taken it now, But you always feel like you got something. You're going to get something somewhere. Problem is, it just ran up so far that all it could do was come back to the EMA. And it ran up again so far, all it could do is come back to the EMA, And that's what price action will do. That's why sometimes I'll leave the EMA up here because it gives me an indication as to where the price action has to go back to. When it runs down like this, remember I was saying when we got down here, I didn't take the trade because I said, well, for one thing, we're tapping the RSI support, but another thing is that price action is going to wait for the EMA to catch up. And so it kind of went a little bit sideways, went down a little bit, but then it rolled on back up. And I don't think we ever got a win down there, did we? No, we didn't. No, not even close. So yeah, this is where we are tonight, guys. This is another night of trading, and I'm glad you know what? I'm glad you got to see me lose, right? Because I don't want to be one of those guys who says I'm a guru and all I ever do is win, because nobody does that. Find what I'm looking for here. There we go. So let's get our date on here. So now if I do a weekend review, you will know this. You will know what happened here and why, and all the decisions that I made and the things that I was looking at along the way. I didn't think I would talk for 2 hours, but I think I've talked just pretty much the better part of 2 hours. So fortunately, I had a warm drink to keep my throat from drying out. But yeah, so I'm really not looking for anything here. Besides, I mean, we're in the wobble, so it's going to take at least 4 minutes from where we are to get out of the wobble. At that point, the night's pretty much done. And so I usually just let it play out so that you have candles all the way up to 8 o'clock at this point, unless something miraculous happens. Yeah, and then I'll do a screenshot of what we got going on here. So let's see where it goes for the balance of the evening. So with just a few minutes left on the night, man, look at that thing drop. Wow. Oh, you know what? It's about 8 o'clock, and I think Donald Trump is supposed to be having some kind of speech or whatever tonight. Is he going to end the war, or I think they say he's going to talk about exiting NATO or something like that. So if you trade beyond this at about 9 o'clock, you might want to kind of back out a little bit. Because if he says something outlandish or something great, either way, it could cause the market to, you can see the market go, 100, 200, 300 ticks in the blink of an eye, just like that one shot down here, and you see how fast this thing shut down. If you were losing it on this trade, by the time it registers your loss, you might be more than 25 ticks down. Okay, you might be more like about, I don't know, 30 ticks down, because it would have gone so fast that it didn't register fast enough, or it didn't catch it fast enough. Anyway, so tell me, how'd you guys do tonight? How'd you do on this night? Because I want to put this up. It's going to be 8 o'clock, so you know what? I might just go ahead and throw it up tonight, so that people can't say I saved it and whatever. Or whatever, but yeah, so I might just go ahead and put it up tonight so that you'll see it first thing tomorrow morning, if you're looking for it or whatever. But yeah, so how'd you do tonight? How'd you do on this night? Hopefully you did better than me, and it wouldn't be hard to do better than me, right? Because even if you caught both those wobbles and you decided, this dumb trade, okay, you can say, well, Steve made a dumb trade there. Okay, so you didn't do that, and you looked at this and you went, you know what, let's just be cautious at this point. And then you didn't take that. Now you come up here and you're back in the wobble, so you didn't take this because it's in the wobble, right? And then you didn't take this because it's all up in the wobble. So you didn't take a trade at all. But you know what? If you didn't take a trade, you did better than me, because you kept your money in your pocket, and I threw mine. I threw mine away. So that's just how it goes sometimes, man. I mean, you can't sweat it. Like I say, I'm up more than I'm down. So I used to get to feeling some kind of way if I have a negative night. You know what I mean? Until I got to a point where I would have enough positive nights so that the negative nights didn't bother me. And I had to get to a point where the losses didn't, I mean, it equals money, but it didn't equal money in my mind. I had to get that out of my mind or out of my head, because if money is always in my head and I have a loss, then for me anyway, and for a lot of people, it can have an emotional effect on you. And you might think, well, I'm not going to feel that way. Yeah, you yeah, you will. I'm going to show you something else that'll help you identify wobble. You see here this blue candle. You see here at the top. You see that it hit the top of that blue candle, then it hit the bottom of this one. You'll see that sometimes too. If you don't see a candle that's fully 25 ticks, you might see something like this. Okay, so you get a run up, a reversal at the top, then it plays around and it goes right back down, and it taps it again, and then it goes right back up. So you would do something like this. Let's grab a path, and you would go, let's see, you would go bang, bang. 3 points of contact is a wobble. Okay. And that's the main, you know what? I think that is the main thing I need to be driving home tonight. Okay. So this thing came up here. Okay. And you got that one, and you came over here. Where is it? Right here. You came back up here. Boom. That's 4 points of contact. And it just does it over and over again. And so we just have to be wise and be watchful to see when that's occurring. But there you go. So when I do a weekend review, you'll see those things there too. So how'd you do? Tell me in the comments how you did tonight. Did you win? Did you lose? Did you do nothing? And at that point, sometimes doing nothing is the better part of valor, right? Staying back, fall back, let it happen. It didn't come your way, and you live to fight another day. And that's what sometimes trading is about. The patience that it takes to lay back and not want to force a trade. All right. So again, watch for these things. Watch for these things for, like, particularly up here. All right. Particularly what happens up here. Okay. Because when you see that means that something's happening. Okay. There's a wall here, and the price action isn't pushing beyond it. And so you want to watch for that. Okay. When the market opens, don't be afraid to, set up a wobble down here. If you have a candle at exactly 25 ticks, or if you have one or a couple of candles that look like this, right? One, it doesn't have to be blue. It can be white on white, like we have right here. There's a white one, and then there's a white one. It could be either one, right? And in your case, they might be red and green. But either way, that's what you're looking at, right? So don't be afraid to go ahead and stick one down here. It might save the day. Okay. You just never know. Sometimes I just put a line down here, so this might not be here. Okay. Sometimes I'll just come down here, like I did before with at the top. I would just come down here and put a line here. Okay. Just kind of let me know. Okay, it bottomed here. It bottomed, right? Came up here, pushed right through, and then did a back test of that same spot, right? And then went, it pushed. It was attempting to get through there, and it finally pushed through, but it came right back tested it, and then went on. So, but I didn't do that. I didn't take that trade. There we go. We can put that there. Like I said, right around here, guys, the night was over. I could see it. We're just not going to get out of this thing. This thing has us trapped. This may not be one down here. Maybe I was all wet, but look here. You got another candle right at 25 ticks, and you got one over here right at wrong place. Sorry about that, guys. That goes there. Okay. All right. So yeah. Anyway, well, hey, listen, guys. I want to thank you for joining me tonight for a night trade with Steve. Sorry it wasn't more exciting, but maybe even if it isn't exciting, it is insightful, and hopefully you got something out of that. If nothing else, I hope that you begin to recognize how to spot these zones, these wobble zones that are going to cause erratic behavior in the price action, and could stop it even when it's in a run from going further and denying you the win. So again, I just want to thank you guys for joining me. It's been a pleasure as always to have you here. And until next time, happy trading.